Last week, I watched a father in a five-star restaurant allow his 8-year-old son to literally crawl under other diners' tables while they were eating. The father, dressed in what looked like an expensive suit, simply ignored the chaos, while other guests stared in disbelief. Restaurant servers report that children running through dining rooms is one of the most dangerous and disruptive behaviors they witness. Yet this man seemed completely oblivious to the fact that his child was turning an elegant establishment into a playground. Here is the brutal truth that no one wants to tell you. Your money cannot buy you class. Your designer clothes cannot mask poor parenting. And your expensive restaurant reservation means nothing if you allow your children to behave like wild animals in public spaces. What I witnessed that evening was not just bad parenting. It was a complete absence of elegance, sophistication, and respect for others. But here is what truly shocked me. This same father, who clearly had wealth, had absolutely no understanding of how his behavior was broadcasting his lack of refinement to everyone around him. Modern parenting experts emphasize that teaching children proper socialization and consideration for others in public places is fundamental to their future success. Yet so many parents today fail at this basic responsibility. The reality is this: how you parent in public is the ultimate test of your character. It reveals whether you possess true elegance or whether you are simply someone with money pretending to have class. And gentlemen, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to command respect, if you want to demonstrate real power, you must master the art of elegant parenting. Therefore, today we are going to expose the 9 most classless parenting habits that instantly mark you as someone without refinement. More importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to correct these behaviors so that you can raise children who reflect your sophistication and elevate your family's reputation wherever you go. But first, let me be crystal clear about something. When children struggle with behavior, it impacts everyone in the family, and the way you handle these moments in public settings determines whether people see you as a man of distinction or as someone who lacks fundamental social skills. The first habit that screams classless parent is allowing your children to treat public spaces like their personal playground. I have seen fathers stand by passively while their children run screaming through upscale restaurants, knock over displays in boutique stores, and disturb other patrons in quiet cafes. Restaurant professionals report that children running through dining areas can cause serious injuries when they collide with servers carrying hot food or glassware. This behavior happens because these fathers have confused being permissive with being modern. They think that letting their children express themselves makes them progressive parents. In reality, it makes them look weak, inconsiderate, and completely out of control. The correction is simple but requires backbone. Before entering any public space, establish clear expectations with your children. Tell them exactly what behavior is acceptable and what the consequences will be if they cross those boundaries. Setting reasonable, age-appropriate expectations and communicating them clearly is essential for successful public outings. If your child cannot meet these standards, you remove them from the situation immediately. No negotiations, no second chances in that moment. The second classless habit is failing to control the volume and chaos your family creates. Nothing says, "I have no social awareness," like a father who allows his children to shriek, argue loudly, or make excessive noise in spaces where others are trying to enjoy peace and quiet. Parents should be aware of the impact their children are having on adults around them, especially in places where people can reasonably expect a certain degree of silence. Yet I constantly see men who seem completely oblivious to the fact that their family is disrupting everyone within a 30-foot radius. The correction here is about leadership and awareness. A man of class is always conscious of his family's impact on their surroundings. You must develop the skill of reading a room and adjusting your family's behavior accordingly. This means using the voice that commands respect when you need to redirect your children, not the pleading tone that broadcasts your lack of authority. The third habit that marks you as classless is allowing your children to create unreasonable messes and then failing to address them properly. While kids making messes during meals is part of the experience, parents should take responsibility for extreme disruptions. I've watched fathers sit calmly while their children dump food on floors, throw objects around restaurants, and leave their tables looking like disaster zones. These men seem to think that because they are paying customers, someone else should clean up after their children. This attitude reveals a complete lack of consideration for service workers and other diners. It shows that you believe your money entitles you to inconvenience others. The elegant solution is preparation and personal responsibility. Come equipped with the tools to handle messes immediately. More importantly, teach your children that creating unnecessary chaos is unacceptable behavior. When messes do happen, and they will, address them quickly and apologetically. This shows respect for others and teaches your children accountability. But here is where it gets truly embarrassing. The fourth classless habit is using your children's behavior as an excuse for your own poor choices. I have heard fathers say things like, "Kids will be kids," or "What can you do?" when their children are clearly out of control. This is not parenting. This is abdication of responsibility. Good parenting does not provide any guarantee that children will make good choices, but parents must still maintain their authority and guidance. When you shrug off your children's poor behavior, you are telling everyone around you that you have given up on being an effective leader in your own family. The correction requires you to reclaim your authority. Stop making excuses and start making decisions. Your job is not to be your child's friend in public, it is to be their guide and teacher. This means setting boundaries and enforcing them consistently, even when it is uncomfortable. The fifth habit that instantly marks you as lacking class is failing to prepare your children for public situations. So many fathers seem to think they can drag tired, hungry, or overstimulated children into adult environments and hope for the best. Avoiding outings when children are hungry or tired and hitting venues when they are least crowded can prevent many behavioral issues. Yet I see men repeatedly making the same mistakes, bringing cranky toddlers to late dinners, taking hungry children on long shopping trips, or expecting young kids to sit through adult activities without any consideration for their needs. This is not about accommodating your children, it is about strategic planning. A man of elegance thinks ahead. He considers timing, duration, and his children's capacity for the situation. He comes prepared with appropriate distractions and has realistic expectations about what his children can handle. The sixth classless habit is becoming more concerned with avoiding confrontation than maintaining standards. I have watched fathers allow their children to misbehave because addressing the behavior might cause a brief scene or upset the child. This is backwards thinking. When children are behaving inappropriately in public spaces, quick and calm intervention is far more effective than hoping the behavior will stop on its own. By avoiding the small confrontation now, you guarantee a much larger and more embarrassing situation later. The elegant approach is swift, calm correction. Address issues immediately and quietly. Remove your child from the situation if necessary. Your temporary discomfort is far preferable to subjecting others to ongoing disruption. The seventh habit that broadcasts your lack of refinement is treating service workers as invisible or unimportant when your children interact with them poorly. I have seen children be rude, demanding, or dismissive toward waitstaff, retail workers, or other service professionals while their fathers completely ignore the interaction. This is particularly damaging because it teaches your children that they can treat people differently based on perceived social status. Nothing could be more contrary to true elegance and sophistication. The correction here is about modeling respect and dignity. Always acknowledge service workers courteously, thank them genuinely, and ensure your children do the same. This teaches your children that all people deserve respect regardless of their role or position. The eighth classless habit is using public spaces as your personal office or entertainment center. This includes fathers who take loud business calls while their children run wild, who allow children to watch videos or play games at maximum volume, or who treat restaurants and stores like their personal playrooms. Consideration of noise levels and phone usage in public spaces is fundamental good manners. Yet some men seem to think that their needs and their children's entertainment supersede everyone else's comfort. The solution is simple awareness and consideration. Public spaces are shared spaces. Your family's needs do not override the comfort and peace of others who are also trying to enjoy these environments. The ninth, and perhaps most damaging classless habit, is failing to follow through on consequences. Nothing undermines your authority faster than making threats you do not keep or setting boundaries you do not maintain. I have heard fathers say, "If you do that again, we are leaving 5 different times in the same meal," never actually following through. Immediate consequences are the most effective, and children are less likely to link their behavior to consequences if there is significant time between the two. This teaches your children that your words mean nothing and that they can manipulate you by simply outlasting your resolve. More importantly, it shows everyone around you that you lack the strength to lead your own family. The elegant correction is simple, but requires courage. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you set a boundary, maintain it. If you promise a consequence, deliver it. Your consistency in these moments builds respect and teaches your children that you are a man of your word. Now, let me share the deeper truth about elegant parenting that most men never understand. Your children's behavior in public is not just about them. It is a direct reflection of your leadership, your values, and your character. Research shows that upper-class parents demonstrate more consistency and inductive reasoning in their parenting approaches, which translates directly to how their children behave in social situations. When you allow classless behavior from your children, you are broadcasting to the world that you cannot handle responsibility, that you lack authority in your own home, and that you do not understand basic social dynamics. These are not the qualities of a man who commands respect or achieves success, but when you demonstrate elegant parenting, when your children are respectful, well-behaved, and considerate in public, you are showing the world that you are a leader, that you understand excellence, and that you have the strength to maintain standards even when it is difficult. The most successful men I know understand this principle completely. They recognize that their children's behavior is an extension of their personal brand. They invest the time and effort necessary to ensure their families reflect their values and ambitions. This is not about perfection. Children will always be children, and mistakes will happen. Even with good parenting, children will sometimes make poor choices. The difference is how you handle these moments. Do you make excuses and allow chaos to continue, or do you address issues swiftly and professionally? The man of elegance chooses the latter every time. He understands that his response to his children's behavior in public is just as important as the behavior itself. He models the grace, strength, and leadership that he wants his children to develop. Here is what I want you to understand. Elegant parenting in public is not about controlling your children through fear or intimidation. It is about establishing such clear expectations, such consistent boundaries, and such genuine respect that your children naturally want to meet your standards. When you achieve this level of parental leadership, something remarkable happens. Other people begin to notice your family positively. Restaurant staff treat you better. Other parents seek your advice. Your children develop confidence and social skills that serve them throughout their lives. Most importantly, you demonstrate the kind of strength and leadership that translates directly to success in business, relationships, and every other area of your life. The same qualities that make you an elegant parent, consistency, clear communication, calm authority, and respect for others, are exactly the qualities that make men successful and respected. So, here is your assignment. Before your next public outing with your children, establish clear expectations. Practice the conversation at home. Prepare for potential challenges and commit to following through on your boundaries, no matter how uncomfortable it might be in the moment. Remember, every public interaction with your children is an opportunity to demonstrate your character and build their respect for your leadership. Do not waste these opportunities by taking the easy path of permissiveness or the weak approach of making excuses. Your children are watching how you handle these situations, and they are learning whether you are a man who maintains his standards or someone who abandons them when things get difficult. Choose to be the man who leads with strength, elegance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. If you want to continue learning how to build the kind of commanding presence that demands respect and opens doors, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Leave a like if you are committed to raising your standards and becoming the kind of elegant, powerful man who leads his family with distinction. But let me share something that will completely change how you think about this topic. Recent research from leading family psychology experts reveals something shocking. Wealthy parents who cannot manage their children's behavior in public often struggle with the same fundamental issue. They have never learned to translate their financial success into genuine social intelligence and leadership skills. The most successful wealthy families understand a secret that separates them from those who simply have money. They recognize that good child rearing requires intensive love, training, counsel, and excellent examples from both parents throughout childhood and adolescence, with parents who are exceptional listeners. This is not about being permissive or authoritarian. This is about demonstrating the kind of sophisticated leadership that commands respect in every environment. Here is what research shows us about families that truly embody class and elegance. The wealthy parents who raise the most successful children are those who understand that their behavior in public spaces directly impacts not just their immediate family, but their entire social network and community standing. They see every public interaction as an opportunity to model the values and standards they want their children to internalize. The 10th classless habit, and this may be the most damaging of all, is using technology as a substitute for actual parenting. I see fathers constantly handing their children devices to keep them quiet in restaurants, allowing them to watch videos at full volume in waiting rooms, or ignoring their children completely while they scroll through their own phones. 2/3 of parents in the United States say parenting is harder today than it was 20 years ago, with many citing technology as a primary reason. But the men of true class understand that technology should enhance family connections, not replace them. The correction here requires intentional engagement and boundaries. Before entering any public space, establish clear expectations about device usage. Come prepared with appropriate activities that encourage interaction rather than isolation. Most importantly, model the behavior you want to see by keeping your own device usage respectful and purposeful. The 11th habit that instantly marks you as lacking sophistication is failing to teach your children proper social graces with adults. I watch fathers allow their children to interrupt adult conversations, fail to make eye contact when being addressed, or respond with grunts and shrugs when adults speak to them. This is particularly damaging because it signals to everyone present that you have not invested the time necessary to prepare your children for success in adult environments. Research consistently shows that children who master basic social skills early have significant advantages throughout their lives in academic, professional, and personal relationships. The elegant solution is systematic teaching and practice. Role-play social situations at home. Teach your children how to shake hands properly, make appropriate eye contact, and engage in basic conversation with adults. Practice these skills in low-stakes environments before taking them into more formal settings. But here is where most fathers make their biggest mistake. They assume that their children will naturally develop these skills without direct instruction and consistent reinforcement. This is fundamentally wrong. Social elegance, like any other sophisticated skill, must be taught, practiced, and refined over time. The 12th, and perhaps most revealing classless habit, is making excuses for your own inconsistency. I hear fathers say things like, "I am usually stricter at home," or "they are just tired today," when their children are clearly out of control in public. This reveals something critical about your character. You are willing to compromise your standards based on circumstances rather than maintaining them regardless of the situation. True elegance is consistent. It does not vary based on location, audience, or convenience. The correction requires absolute commitment to your principles. Your standards for your children's behavior should be the same whether you are in your own home, a five-star restaurant, or a casual family gathering. This consistency teaches your children that respect and good behavior are not negotiable based on circumstances. Now, let me address something that separates the truly elegant fathers from those who are simply trying to appear successful. The difference is not in perfection, it is in how you handle imperfection. Every child will have difficult moments in public. The question is whether you use these moments to demonstrate leadership or to reveal your lack of preparation and authority. When your child has a challenging moment in public, this is actually your opportunity to show your true character. The elegant father remains calm, addresses the situation swiftly and appropriately, and uses the experience as a teaching moment rather than an excuse for embarrassment or anger. The most successful men I know treat these challenging parenting moments like they treat difficult business situations, with preparation, clear communication, swift action, and learning from the experience to prevent similar issues in the future. This is why wealthy families with truly elegant children invest significant time and resources in what they call social preparation. They do not simply hope their children will behave well in public. They systematically prepare them for success in every social environment they will encounter. This preparation includes everything from practicing restaurant behavior at home, to role-playing appropriate responses to adults, to teaching children how to navigate social situations with confidence and grace. The most successful wealthy parents understand that their children need specific tools and trust to make thoughtful decisions, especially as they mature and their values solidify. But here is what most men do not understand about the connection between elegant parenting and personal success. Your ability to guide your children through public situations with grace and effectiveness directly demonstrates the same leadership skills that make men successful in business, relationships, and every other area of life. When other successful people observe how you handle your family in public, they are evaluating whether you possess the qualities they want in business partners, social connections, and leadership positions. Your parenting in public is essentially a real-time demonstration of your character, judgment, and leadership capabilities. The 13th and final classless habit is the most destructive of all, treating parenting as something that happens to you rather than something you actively control and direct. This passive approach to parenting reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of masculine leadership and responsibility. Elegant fathers understand that every interaction with their children, especially in public, is an opportunity to shape character, build respect, and model the kind of man they want their children to become or be attracted to as adults. This is not about being controlling or demanding. This is about being intentionally influential in the most important relationships in your life. The same strategic thinking and purposeful action that make men successful in business must be applied to parenting, especially in public settings where your family's reputation is on display. Here is your complete transformation plan. Before your next public outing, establish clear expectations and review them with your children. Practice these expectations at home until they become natural responses. Come prepared with appropriate activities and strategies for managing challenging moments. Most importantly, commit to being the kind of father whose presence elevates every situation. Your children should feel more confident, more secure, and more capable when you are with them, not anxious about disappointing you or embarrassed by your inconsistency. Remember that research shows children from upper-class families consistently demonstrate better cognitive outcomes and fewer behavioral problems, specifically because their parents provide more consistency and clear reasoning in their approach to guidance and discipline. This advantage comes not from money, but from the sophisticated parenting approaches that truly successful parents implement. The ultimate truth about elegant parenting is this: it is an investment in your legacy. The children you raise with clear standards, consistent boundaries, and respectful guidance become adults who carry your family's reputation forward with distinction. These children grow up to be the kind of people other successful individuals want to associate with, work with, and build relationships with. They become natural leaders because they have internalized the same principles of respect, consistency, and excellence that made you successful. Your children's behavior in public today is directly preparing them for their future success in boardrooms, social situations, and leadership positions. When you invest the time and effort necessary to develop their social skills and character now, you are giving them advantages that will compound throughout their entire lives. This is why the most successful families treat parenting as seriously as they treat their business ventures and investments. They understand that raising elegant, well-behaved children is one of the most important projects they will ever undertake, and the results will impact generations. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, approach every public interaction with your children as an opportunity to demonstrate your leadership and build their character. Set clear expectations, prepare appropriately, and follow through consistently on your boundaries. Track your progress and notice how people begin to respond differently to your family. Notice how your children become more confident and secure when they know exactly what is expected of them, and trust that you will guide them with strength and consistency. Most importantly, notice how mastering elegant parenting in public translates directly to increased respect and success in every other area of your life. The same qualities that make you an effective father, clear communication, consistent boundaries, calm authority, and genuine care for others, are exactly the qualities that make men successful in business and respected in their communities. Remember, class cannot be purchased, but it can be developed through consistent choices and unwavering commitment to excellence. Your children's behavior in public is one of the most visible tests of your character. Make sure you pass it with flying colors. Now tell me in the comments, excellence through consistency, if you are ready to elevate your parenting game and show the world what true elegance looks like. Your family's reputation and your children's future depend on the choices you make starting today. Moda não é luxo, é poder.